lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching. So I'm here again with my sister Amanda.
Hello!
And today we're going to be talking about ways to keep a positive self-esteem. And
basically.
Yeah, that's I guess what we're
Just
going to
steps you
title
could
it.
take to keep your self-esteem up. Keep your confidence high. Boost yourself.
Exactly what she said. So we're just going to list about 5 different things and we're going to talk about each one. And they're just little ways and little tips on how you can work on becoming more positive and having a better outlook on things and working on your self-esteem. So if you guys want to learn about them, please keep watching.
Okay. Number 1. Give yourself positive affirmations daily. If you don't know what an affirmation is, it's something that you could say that you love about yourself or that you like about yourself or that you're good at. Okay, so a positive affirmation that I could say is, I am a good sister to Carli. And it's something that I know is true and it's something positive. So you start out with something that you know is true and is something that is positive. About yourself.
Yeah, well, I think the main purpose of this is to find something about yourself that has nothing to do with the way you look, or if you're feeling fat today, what you want to do is have something, a couple things that you can write down that it's about the inner self that you know for a fact is true about yourself, like she said about being a good sister. So those are the things you're going to want to write down. So if you're having a bad day or if you're feeling miserable or lousy, you can just go back and be like, okay, well, I feel fat today, or I don't like how I look today, but I am still a good sister and I know I'm beautiful on the inside and I know I do good things for people who can't do anything in return. And there's just so many different things if you actually sit down and think about it.
Yeah, and like if you know you're good at doing makeup like Carli is, like say I'm a great makeup artist. I'm a great makeup artist, or I am good at my job, or I am inspiring, and you know, you just go with something like that and it's something positive and it's a way to turn a negative day into something positive and to start your day off positively. Tell yourself you love yourself. And that's something also that is considered a positive affirmation.
So the second thing that we're going to talk about is you're going to need to switch your way of thinking. And this is going to sound kind of weird, but it has worked in my experience, and I know it's worked for you as well.
Definitely.
And I like to call this something like tricking your own brain. So if you guys saw my diet video that I just posted, it's kind of along the same lines. I strongly believe that if you change your way of thinking and tell yourself how you want to think. For instance, I want to be a positive thinker. You can't just be like, oh, well, I would like to be a positive thinker, but I know I'm just such a negative person and it can't happen. You have to be like, no, actually, you are a very positive thinker. You're going to see life with the glass half full and all this stuff. And if you keep telling yourself that and keep reminding yourself, I swear it's going to literally reprogram your brain.
Yeah, it's like
in other words. So
it's like breaking a routine, you know? If you're so used to doing something one way, start doing something a different way over and over and over again until it becomes your new routine of doing something or a new way of thinking. It's a brand new way of thinking a different way.
Yeah. And it's really important to I know for some people it may seem impossible to just, I'm just going to trick myself into thinking a certain way, but it all really starts with that. I mean, if you can tell yourself that you want to do better for yourself, you want to be a more positive person, and you can keep reminding yourself that even when you're having the worst day possible, you feel like nothing else can get worse, because when you sit there having a bad day thinking like, could this day get any worse? I can guarantee you anyone who's sat there and said that, it did get worse, because guess what? You're sending out all this negative energy out there. You're just expecting bad things to happen to you and you just want a pity party from the world. Well, guess what? No one knows what you're thinking about at all times, so if something little could be bothering you, no one else is really going to be around to comfort you, so you need to kind of talk yourself through it and be like, all right, well, yeah, this was a really crappy thing that happened, but you know what? I know today something good is going to happen. And just keep doing that. And if it doesn't work for you, and if you really have a positive way of thinking, you're going to tell me bad things keep happening, then I'd love to hear that. Because from everyone I've known that's done it, they've seen positive results.
Yeah, and then just keep trying, you know, and it's not going to be that way forever. And that actually ties into our next one, which is to check your attitude and your motives behind that. Because, you know, if you're going to try and trick yourself or into thinking that, you have to check your motives behind that, tricking your brain into thinking it. Because if you're, you know, trying to change your way of thinking, but your motives are a little bit sketchy, you know, it's not going to really work.
So can you just give them like an example of like to check your attitude and your motives? Because I was just like, I know what you're talking about, but I think to elaborate a little bit more for them to understand.
Yeah, I mean, like, checking your attitude and your motives. Okay, so if you're only having a positive attitude and a positive outlook just so you can make $1 million, so you could buy a boat, so you could transport something illegal across the border, like, that's pretty sketchy motives. Like, you know, I mean, you're not gonna, that's not a good reason to have a good attitude. But if the reason why you have a good attitude and good motives is so you could have a boat, so you could help people, you know, it's just, it's just all about the reasoning behind things.
Right. So basically, moral of the story, like, do good for other people, as I've been trying to spread.
And good will come back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next one is, a mistake doesn't mean you're a failure. Basically, you learn from your mistakes and you know what not to do for the next time.
I think the biggest part of this step was that if you do make a mistake, which everyone's not perfect, there's going to be times where you're going to make a mistake. You can't get so discouraged by it and then completely get like set back by it. You have to just acknowledge the mistake and not let it happen in the future. Just remember it and remember the consequences and just learn from it and move on from it. The only, like, you don't want to sit back and you don't want to dwell on things. You don't want to dwell on the past or wish you could have done things differently, because unfortunately there's no changing the past. All you have is today and the future. So it starts with making a change. And I posted a quote the other day and it was like, if you want to change, you can't leave it up to chance. Or wait, what was the
something
quote?
Along those lines.
Yeah, something along those lines, that you have to actually take action and make a change in your own life if you want something different. You can't sit around and be like, I want to lose 10 pounds, but I don't want to work out and I don't want to diet, but I want this to happen. You have to be like, okay, well, what are the realistic goals I have to take in order to achieve that goal? So I think that really ties into the last point, which what we want you guys to actually physically do is to take out a piece of paper and list 10 to 20 positive affirmations about yourself and keep them in a drawer or tucked away somewhere. So if you're having a bad day, it's a way to remind yourself of the good things and the positive things that you personally love about yourself. And hopefully with time and with doing a lot of different things, you'll be able to add more stuff to that list. And then when you finally can accept yourself and love yourself for who you are, you'll be so amazed at, not only will it be easier to think positively, you'll have better people surrounding you and you'll just be sharing so much more love and knowledge.
It's kind of cool. Like, once you put out that positive energy, the energy that comes back to you is tenfold. Like, if you put out that negative energy, you're just going to attract it back. And it's quite amazing, the stuff that you get back in return, you know?
I know, and we have definitely had our times where we had bad times in life. I mean, there's books out there, there's so many people out there who have just said that it's all the way you think, that you're the only person standing in your own way, so why not learn to control it a little bit, or try to control it. So yeah, so I guess basically that was all. Is there anything else you wanted to add for them?
And just remember that a mistake isn't the end of the world. You know? It's not a catastrophe. Just take it for what it's worth. Take it as a lesson learned.
And if you're in a dark or low place right now, don't worry. It will and can get better.
It will get better.
Yeah,
it will get better. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you keep doing the next right thing,
you'll watch how quickly.
It will. And you know what? In a couple days, you look back and you're like, wow, like, it's past. And it feels really good once you get through it. But you just got to get through it.
Yeah. So we are rooting for you guys, and we actually set up an email address. I'm going to list it below in the description box. And what we want you guys to do is to email us with either your stories or your problems or anything you're going through that you want us to kind of sit here and discuss. And Amanda's going to be going through all the emails, and we're going to be picking different topics for videos, and we figured it'd be cool to actually hear your story or your problems, and that way we can kind of talk through it, because I can guarantee you whatever you're going through, there's a million other girls out there that are going through the same thing.
So true.
And guys, not just girls. So again, check the description box on that email address so we can hear your story and hopefully help you guys out in any way, shape, or form.
So
but
true.
yes, I love you guys. Amanda loves you guys. And we'll see you guys soon.